Okay guys, so the topic of conversation today are the pros and cons of having a girlfriend as an entrepreneur. What I want to go on and say first and for all is that if you don't have any income as an entrepreneur or your business isn't bringing in any money, I would not chase women, period. Focus on getting the money and the income first. Everything else comes after that. Start things off, a rich man and a poor man will always have sexual desires. Sexual desires will always be a distraction. The aim of an entrepreneur's life is to live a strict and disciplined lifestyle without letting them get in the way. So to start things off, I'm going to go into my experience as an entrepreneur in Thailand when I was single. On a Friday and Saturday night, I would have a queue to stay out late, party with my friends just to connect with beautiful women. Of course, I would sleep with a lot of women, I would have a very good sex life, and this would increase my confidence and my morale. But because of the party routine and the party life, I would tend to wake up later and I would be less productive with my work. I would always find myself searching for more, searching for hotter women. I would go on a lot of dates, I would connect with a lot of women. Overall, I felt like this had a negative impact on my day-to-day routine and my work ethic. My personal experience in Thailand being loyal to one woman. I have a better sleep routine, I don't go out drinking alcohol, I don't go out clubbing. So predominantly I'm waking up at 6 every day and I'm sleeping at around 11. I have a work-life structure that works for me. I made sure that the girlfriend that I'm with actually has a job, so I see her 2 times a week, if that. As I'm a content creator, it's pretty good for content being around someone, going on trips with someone, as she does get a lot of content for me. A lot of the reels you see on my Instagram are actually taken by her. Slightly a negative if you guys aren't making that much money. I do actually spend more money having a girlfriend than I do single, as every time I go out to eat, every time I go on a vacation or a weekend away, I do usually pay for everything. In conclusion and overall, I think I'm a better entrepreneur when I have a girlfriend versus when I don't have a girlfriend, purely because my life is more structured. I have a better routine to be an entrepreneur. I'm not partying, I have 0 alcohol intake, so I'm feeling good 6 or 7 days a week. So overall, it has worked for me. But I have a lot of experience with women. I have dealt with every type of possible woman you can possibly think of. Therefore, I know what a good type of woman is and what isn't. I have had a lot of fun at parties, sleeping around. As I've experienced this a lot over the years, it's not as appealing to me anymore. And as I've been around and I have been in the game for a long time, I know how to gaslight 90% of the situations. Therefore, I have 0 arguments with my girlfriend. If I didn't have much experience, I probably would avoid getting into a relationship. Instead, I would gain experience and I would understand what you like. I would understand the good characteristics of a woman. I would understand the bad characteristics of a woman. So when it comes to actually settling down and finding someone that you want to be with for a long time, you'll have a better understanding and you won't fall for bad women. Of course, you have to go in there, you have to get your heart broken to understand what a bad woman is. Here are the unbiased pros and cons of having a girlfriend as an entrepreneur. Pros. As long as you are with a girlfriend, a good woman, you should not be going out drinking with your girlfriend. You shouldn't be partying with your girlfriend. You should keep your girlfriend away from the clubs, away from the parties. Otherwise, that is a red flag in itself if they always want to go out drinking. That is not a good characteristic of a woman. So if you are in a relationship, 99% of the time you should have a lack of drinking and alcohol in your life, because this should never really come into conversation. Most guys get into relationships for this, to avoid drinking, to avoid partying. There's no need to search for regular sex, as it's always there. This to me is a positive, as it is kind of time consuming. Always having a woman that is always there and always having plans, it just gets that out of your mind and it's just like part of the routine, instead of, oh, I need to search, I need to find a girl, I need to go on Tinder, I need to go out, I need to cold approach. It does kind of save time in this aspect, especially if you are very busy. And of course, a pro, especially for me, if you work online, which a lot of you guys will be in here, it's useful to use a woman that's always around for videography and photography. They're quite good at getting photos. A lot of girls, of course, are on social media. They're quite good at getting the reels, videos, photos, and a lot of them will enjoy doing it. I get my girlfriend to take all of my photos and all of my reels. 99% of the stuff that you see on my Instagram and my TikTok is filmed by her. So here are your negatives. Of course, there's a lack of experience in new things and a lack of conquering. As men, we are born to conquer. We are born to everything. Sometimes when you're in a relationship for a long time, you do miss just that feeling of something new. Most men won't admit it, but deep down it's true. You guys know what I mean. You know what else is out there. If you guys settle down too young at a young age, you guys might be missing out on meeting your future wife. You don't know what else is out there. If you guys are being loyal to one woman, you don't know what else is around, and you may miss out on meeting your future wife. This isn't really a con for me because I don't argue too much, as I said, but most couples do argue. I see it with my friends that are in relationships. So you guys that are busy and you guys that are getting on with business as you guys should, maybe these arguments and these altercations you guys have with your girlfriends, they may get in the way of some things and they may put down your mood, which is not what we want if we are trying to improve our lives and we are on the self-improvement grind. If they are putting you down, then they are not a woman to be with. And sadly for a lot of guys, there are lots of altercations and lots of arguments in relationships. I see this with a lot of guys too, especially at home. People in relationships, if they're very comfortable, if they've been with a girl for a long time, if they know the girl loves them, they get way too comfortable in their own skin with their appearance, and they start to get a little bit lazy with things they should be doing, such as the gym, such as cardio, such as martial arts, and maybe sometimes even work. We never want to be comfortable as men. We always want to be growing. We always want to be improving our physique. Being too in love may blind you from the bigger picture. If you're so in love, if you're so happy with your life with this female, sometimes it may be a little bit distracting in terms of real life, in terms of business, in terms of work. You may think your 9 to 5 that's making you XYZ amount of money a month is okay because this girl loves you and you're happy. What if in 5 years this girl leaves you and you're stuck as you are now, just wishing you worked a little bit harder in your young years? It's important to not be too comfortable in your situation, especially as a young man. And spending too much time with women, if you're so wrapped around a woman's finger, this may also weaken some of your relationships with your brotherhood. If you guys have a good brotherhood around you, keep them close, always stay in contact, always meet up with your friends. As if your friends are good people, if your friends are on that self-improvement grind, they are good people to be around and you don't want to weaken your relationships with them. You only want to make your relationships with your brotherhood stronger. So overall, from weighing up the pros and the cons, I actually think it is more beneficial to be single as an entrepreneur, as 90% of women, I believe, will cause you more problems than good, especially if you guys are on your crucial years of building your business. However, this depends on your experience with dealing with women and the woman that you have. As I told you guys, for me, I'm personally a better entrepreneur when I have a girlfriend. But this is why I made this video, because everyone's different. You will know what type of guy you are. You will know what type of situation you're in. So it's different for everybody. So hopefully this has helped weigh some things up in your guys' heads, especially if you are thinking of dating someone. This is my overall analysis on the situation. See you guys in the next video.